thank you for this opportunity to have a debate with you, Mrs. Stephanie.
Thank you to Mr. Noni. It's such a privilege to talk to you about GMOs.
I will be on the affirmative side.
And I will be on the opposition.
Starting with the advantages to agricultural production. GMO techniques can be used to create designer crops that have more nutrients, grow more quickly and yield more, are more pesticide resistant, and require less fertilizer. A great deal of time and money can be saved by transferring DNA from one species to another artificially. Traditional breeding techniques and predictable nature can make it happen decades to obtain the necessary equilibrium. Using GMO, this objective can be accomplished immediately. Animal and theoretically human cells can be altered through GMO research to make them healthier or more aesthetically pleasing. For instance, it is discussed in the article Scientists One Step Closer to Male Contraceptive Pill how genetically engineered mice are assisting in the investigation of potential male contraception. Since GMOs have been used for almost 20 years, any potential health risks should be well known by now. Change, and particularly sudden change, can be beneficial. Cleaning and cooking our food, for instance, may not be natural, but they are advantageous.
According to studies, feeding genetically modified corn and soy to rats increase their risk of having liver and renal issues. These health dangers might not apply to people, but they show how unexpected GMOs can be for living creatures. GMOs are not always adequately tested. The shortest GMO testing periods are just 90 days, which many worries is simply not long enough to fully assess all of the concerns. They are particularly unpredictable because transgenic modification creates organisms types that would never appear normally. GMOs may have unforeseen effects on allergy sufferers. Though GMOs were created with the intention of using fewer pesticides, this isn't always the case. Farmers actually use more pesticides when weeds and germs develop resistance to them, certain that their harvest won't be good. GMO products are frequently not clearly labeled, which prevents consumers from choosing whether or not they want to ingest them. Animal experiments are frequently used in GMO testing, which some believe violates animals' rights. Yes, I believe we need to rethink our priorities and determine what Filipinos actually require. In Asia in general, as well as the Philippines, we have a distinctive food system. This is the reason why GMOs are bad for our system. They are inappropriate in our situation. In this context, we are referring to the millions of small-scale farmers who produce food quickly for their own consumption before selling it to the market. We are referring to this context when Mr. Noni discusses using readily available tools and how they can be used safely by simply asking about who makes and controls the tools in question. Before they claim otherwise, it should be noted that scientists, not our farmers, created GMO. Let it be known that farmers were actually the one who discovered bacteria during Genesis and how it functions. So they were the one who discovered that there is this important bacteria in the soil that is able to work on different pests. So what they used to do was just take the soil from the ground and sprinkle on the rice and corn field, and it addresses the issue. What we needed to have done, however, was to really ensure that we protect that bacteria.
We've had this argument for a very long time about the role that larger cooperatives play in the development, as well as the implementation and prefix of GMOs. I want to disagree about that because that argument was actually made 20 to 30 years ago. It cannot be that we stopped thinking and doing anything 10 years later because now that this country has laboratories, I can see what's going on. Since we are now using public funds to produce seeds, the cost of producing a genetically modified organism has actually decreased. As a result, the seeds are produced for the benefit of the public rather than for personal gain. We helped ourselves by acting on our own behalf in this nation. The other topics she brings up is the rationale behind regulating something that seems alien. I'll say it again. GMOs must be regulated. There isn't a single product, not even water, that is exempt. Thank you.